Thursday, November 25th, 1999. After we had Thanksgiving dinner at my grandma's house, I invited my friends over to my place to spend the night. I was helping mom get the Christmas decorations out when Holly asked me if I wanted to go Black Friday shopping with them tomorrow. I'm not really one to say bar humbug, bro, what? But I just don't think Black Friday shopping is as fun as it used to be. Bro, is this guy Scrooge or something? Like, bro said bar humbug. Sure, it's nice to grab those sweet deals before they're gone. But as the years have gone by, I've just become more comfortable with what I have right now. I'm surprised I'm that Greg's saying something like that. So I told them I was going to stay home. They were surprised at first, but then they decided it wasn't worth trying to convince me otherwise. Well, if you ever change your mind, just let us know. Yeah, Greg. Later that night, I was playing Ocarina of Time. I don't know if I pronounced that right. When I heard those three familiar words from my iBook. You've got mail. I headed over to my desk and looked into AOL, Instant Messenger, to find a message from Chirag Gupta. Hey Greg, I heard from your friends that you didn't want to go Black Friday shopping with them this year. Yeah, so? It's just not as fun as it used to be. I really think you should go with them. I chose not to go with my friends last year, and now that I think about it, I regret missing out on that brand new iMac for 60% off. Well, there's always this year, right? Don't go persuading me to try again this year, Greg. You're the one who didn't want to go with your friends tonight. Free spirits will visit you, and you must listen to what they have to say. If you don't, I don't know what else to tell you, man. I think it's like based off like a Christmas Carol of the Free Spirits. That's probably why he mentioned Bar Humbug earlier, because of Scrooge. Right as I logged off, I was suddenly startled by someone crawling through my bedroom window. It was my friend, Angie Stedman. Phew, it's pretty cold out there tonight, isn't it? Angie, what are you doing in my room? Oh no, my name's not Angie. I'm the ghost of Black Friday Pass. Chirag told me to meet you here. I don't know if Chirag had planned out some elaborate practical joke with my other friends, but at this point, I wasn't even gonna ask. Angie wanted me to come with her so she could take me out on the town to show me how much I used to love Black Friday shopping. I didn't really have much of a choice, so we climbed out the window together. And we got in her car and drove over to the local game hut. You remember this place, don't you, Greg? I certainly did. Back during the 1991 holiday season, after 8-year-old me had been begging my parents to get me a Sega Genesis for the past few months, they agreed to take me to this very game hut to pick out an early Christmas present. We picked the right time to go too, as it just so happened to be Black Friday when we stopped by. That's probably why though. That's probably the only reason why they were wanting to take him, because it was Black Friday. And there it was, a brand new Sega Genesis with the Sonic the Hedgehog included. All for just half the regular price. That's the same $5 fares. We bought it, and when we got home, I tore open the packaging. We set it up, and I popped that game cartridge right in. I was so happy that day, and mom and dad even let me stay up a little late so I could try and beat the game. Fast forward 5 years later to 1996, on Black Friday, a 13-year-old Greg Heffley went to that same game hut to buy, I have zero clue what game that is, WWF, in your house for his PlayStation. But he saw that they had one Nintendo 64 console left in stock for 30% off. And if that didn't shock me back then, I don't know what did. Whoa, I need to get a Nintendo. I only had enough of my own money to buy in your house, so I made a deal with my mom where she would buy the Nintendo 64, but I would have to wait until Christmas to play it. The next few weeks were pure torture. Come on, man, it wasn't that long. Knowing that this brand new Nintendo system that was such a hot ticket item this holiday season was hidden somewhere in my house, but I didn't know where. I really wanted the Nintendo 64, but I think what finally put it over the edge for me was how hard it was to get a hold of since everybody and their grandma were buying one this time of year. But a few days before Christmas in 1996, I had Riley come over to spend the night, and mom decided to be civil and let me have the console early. She even got us cruising USA so we could have a game to play together. But after that, my interest in Black Friday shopping began to wane because I started to feel pretty content with what I already had. I do remember picking up a brand new Game Boy Color last year, but that was about it. I asked Angie to take me back home, and as I got out of the car, she told me, "Remember, Greg, you fashioned these memories yourself." When I got back to my room, I was getting ready to get some sleep until I heard another voice calling my name. Greg. I woke up to find Bryce Addison standing in my doorway. From the way he was dressed, I thought our tree had come to life through some kind of early Christmas magic. Bryce, how did you get in here? Bryce isn't here right now. I'm the ghost of Christmas Friday present. Shrag wanted me to meet you here so I could show you all the amazing Black Friday deals you're missing out on. He handed me a catalog that he found in the mail, and I looked over the deals. The new Tomb Raider game for only $20. A brand new Sega Dreamcast for 70% off? As I flipped through the catalog, Bryce switched the TV over to the local news. The day after Thanksgiving traditionally kicks off the holiday shopping season. Thousands flocked to the Plainview Mall tonight, with some getting in line before the stores are even set to open this morning. When I looked up from thumbing through the catalog, I saw the outside of the local games on a shelf, and my friends were camping out among several others waiting for the stores to open. And as News Channel 11's John Sherman shows us, some shoppers actually lost a little bit of their holiday spirit today. I saw the reporter interviewing Holly. I guess she wanted to use the opportunity to send me a message through the evening news. Greg, if you're watching this, I hope you know what you're missing out on. Okay, now I'm starting to feel a little guilty. When I looked away from the TV, I saw that Bryce was gone. He just up and left. Didn't even give me any further clarification. Hoping no one else was gonna wake me up. I crawled back into my bed and was just about to finally get a good night's sleep when I felt something like a giant jawbreaker being stuffed down my mouth. The silent tied my legs together and forcibly dragged me from my bed before stuffing me into the back of their van. I woke up and spat the jawbreaker out and looked up to find my brother Roderick in the driver's seat of the van. Why would Roderick of all people try to kidnap me anyways? Except Roderick's hair was dyed red and looked like it was on fire, and he was dressed in a much darker shade of red. He must look like a college-age heat miser. This wasn't Roderick at all. This was the ghost of Black Friday yet to come. We finally stopped at the local cemetery, where Roderick took me to a secluded grave covered with snow. The next thing I knew, he whisked me away to the outside of the Plainview Mall, and when my friends walked by, I overheard them talking about how much of a jerk I was, all because I didn't want to go shopping with them. Roderick took me inside the mall to the games on a shelf store, and I saw myself wearing an employee's badge. Then I heard the lady on the intercom. Attention employees, we are now opening our doors. Please prepare our protective equipment and ensure that you have left your life insurance forms with your managers. Thank you. A few moments later, I was trampled to death by a stampede of customers flocking into the stores to get a hold of these sweet Black Friday deals. It's fine. Move, boy. No, move up there. As I looked on in horror, I wondered to myself, were these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only? Roderick then brushed the snow off the gravestone, line by line, and sure enough, I saw my name on it. Gregory Heffley, born June 15th, 1983, died November 2023. November 23rd, 2001, beloved son of Susan and Frank Heffley. Was this really how I was gonna die? At just 18 years old, working at games on a shelf on Black Friday, again trampled by eager customers? Why would Roderick show me this if I was past all hope? I felt the ground tremble as it gave away to reveal my casket at the bottom of that 6-foot deep hole. The casket began to open on its own as it glowed a bright red, and flames began to explode out from the inside. I lost my foot and barely grabbed onto the edge of the hole, but Roderick snatched my fingers like Scar did to Mufasa before killing him, as I pleaded for him to spare me so I could change my ways to no avail. See ya, dweeb! He then released his grip and threw me from the edge into the waiting maw of my casket. No! And the lid to the casket closed violently as Roderick let out a maniacal cackle. And then I woke up in a cold sweat. Good to know it was all just a bad dream. I looked over at my alarm clock and it was only 11:50 p.m. I got out of bed and got dressed and drove over to the games on the shelf where my friends were waiting for me. Hey Greg, you finally changed your mind, huh? I told him about the nightmare I had and Riley pointed out how it was just that book we read in English literature class a while back. Now that I think about it, I'd be reading it again to study for our quiz last Tuesday, and maybe that was what led me to have that dream. Friday, November 26th, 1999, the clock finally struck midnight, and the doors opened as everyone began to flock into the store.
Clock strikes 12. Midnight arrives.
As I entered the building, I saw one of the employees and asked them, "You there, clerk? What day is it?" "Why, it's Black Friday, sir. Look around. We've got lots of great deals you won't want to miss out on today, boy." And he was right. I picked up a brand new Sega Dreamcast for 70% off, along with some games I thought I might like. We even stopped by a few other stores to get some Christmas gifts for both our families and each other. I think I even saw a deal for a bar of soap at bed, bath, and beyond. When we got home, I set up my Dreamcast and we all played Soul Calibur and WWF Attitude together. If there's anything I've learned from this whole thing, is that if you're kind of a butthead about Black Friday, free spirits may take you to cool places in your dreams and you'll wake up feeling guilty about yourself. But you know what? I guess maybe Black Friday shopping is still pretty fun after all. And that's the end. I really liked how they intertwined A Christmas Carol, the book. There's a movie as well. I recommend you guys should watch it if you haven't learned about it in school. And Black Friday. That's a very creative, unique idea. So that I give this a 10 out of 10, guys.